Did you know that the soft glow of the moon has been influencing human sleep for thousands of years, with its gentle light easing the mind into quiet reflection, and when you imagine the moon hanging peacefully above the world, casting cool silver light across still landscapes, your body naturally begins to loosen, breathing slowing down as your thoughts melt into the tranquility of the night sky. Scientists have discovered that moonlight affects our circadian rhythms in subtle ways, the cool blue wavelengths signaling to our ancient brains that the day has ended and rest is near. Before electricity, humans lived by the rhythm of the sun and moon, their sleep patterns dictated by the natural rise and fall of light. The full moon in particular has a calming effect on many people. Its luminous face, a constant companion through the ages, watching over sleeping villages and quiet forests. When moonlight filters through a window and touches your closed eyelids, something primordial within you recognizes it as a signal of safety, of peace, of the deep night when predators sleep and the world rests. The moon's gentle presence has inspired countless lullabies, poems, and bedtime rituals across every culture on Earth. Its reliable cycle, appearing and disappearing with perfect predictability, gives us comfort in an unpredictable world. Tonight, whether you can see the moon or not, its influence is there, pulling at the tides of your consciousness, inviting you to let go, to drift, to surrender to the ancient rhythm of rest that connects you to every human who has ever gazed up at that glowing orb and felt their worries fade into the vastness of the night. Welcome to 1 hour before sleep, the place where your day gently fades away and sleep quietly takes over. The road up the mountain is narrow and winding, carved into the hillside decades ago by people who understood that some places are meant to be reached slowly. Your car moves at a gentle pace, tires crunching softly over gravel and packed earth, the sound rhythmic and soothing like a heartbeat. On either side, tall pine trees stand sentinel, their branches heavy with needles that whisper secrets to the wind. The air grows cooler as you climb higher, that crisp mountain freshness seeping through the slightly open window, carrying with it the scent of pine resin and damp earth and something indefinable that only exists at altitude. The sun is beginning its descent toward the horizon, painting the sky in shades of amber and soft rose. Long shadows stretch across the road, and here and there, beams of golden light pierce through the forest canopy, illuminating dust motes that dance lazily in the stillness. You feel your shoulders relaxing with each curve in the road, the tension of the world below falling away like a coat you no longer need to wear. Up here, the rules are different. Time moves slower, breath comes easier, thoughts quiet themselves without effort. Around another bend, and suddenly, there it is, your destination. The cabin sits in a small clearing, surrounded by towering evergreens that seem to embrace it protectively. It's a modest structure, built from logs that have weathered to a beautiful silver gray, the wood grain telling stories of countless seasons. A stone chimney rises from one side, and a small covered porch stretches across the front, complete with a rocking chair that looks like it's been waiting patiently for someone to sit down and stay a while. Firewood is stacked neatly along one wall of the porch, cut and ready for the evening ahead. You pull to a stop and turn off the engine. The sudden silence is profound. For a moment, you just sit there, letting the quiet wash over you. Then you step out of the car, and the mountain air envelops you completely. It's cool, but not cold. Fresh and clean, in a way that city air never quite manages to be. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs completely, and feel something inside you unclench, release, let go. The only sounds are natural ones: the whisper of wind through pine branches, the distant call of a bird settling in for the evening, the faint rustle of some small creature moving through the underbrush. No car horns, no voices, no electronic hums or mechanical whirs. Just the soft symphony of the forest preparing for night. You gather your things from the car, not much really, just a bag with the essentials and a box of provisions for the evening. As you approach the cabin, you notice details that make you smile. A small herb garden beside the porch steps, oregano and thyme and rosemary growing wild and fragrant. A wind chime hanging from the porch eave, made of driftwood and smooth stones, producing occasional soft notes that blend perfectly with the ambient sounds of the forest. The door is painted a deep, calming blue, the color of the sky just after sunset. The key is where you were told it would be, under a smooth river rock beside the door. The lock turns easily, well-maintained despite the cabin's rustic appearance, and the door swings open with a gentle creak that sounds like a welcome. You step inside, and immediately you feel embraced by warmth and coziness. The interior is simple but perfect. One main room serves as living area and kitchen combined, with a stone fireplace as the centerpiece, already laid with logs and kindling, ready to be lit. A comfortable-looking sofa faces the fireplace, covered in a thick wool blanket in shades of cream and brown. To one side, a small kitchen area with open shelves displaying mismatched but charming dishes, a cast-iron stove, and a deep ceramic sink beneath a window that frames a view of the darkening forest. Through another doorway, you can see the bedroom, small and simple, dominated by a bed that looks incredibly inviting, covered in layers of quilts and pillows. But that's for later. First, you want to settle in, to make this space yours for the night, to transition fully from the person who drove up the mountain to the person who gets to rest here. You set your bag down and open the windows, just a crack, letting the mountain air flow through. The curtains, simple linen in a natural color, flutter gently. You unpack slowly, without hurry, placing your few items in drawers that smell faintly of cedar. There's something meditative about these small tasks, done without rush, each movement deliberate and calm. The light outside is fading now, that magical hour when day hasn't quite ended, but night is clearly approaching. You decide to light the fire before darkness falls completely. The matches are in a small tin on the mantel, along with a candle in a glass holder and a few pine cones that smell wonderful when you pick them up. You strike a match, and the small flare of light and sulfur smell is oddly satisfying. You touch it to the kindling, and within moments, small flames begin to lick at the wood, growing stronger, bolder, until the fire catches properly and begins to crackle and pop. The warmth spreads slowly, and you settle onto the sofa to watch the flames dance. Fire is hypnotic in the best way, always moving, always changing, never the same from one moment to the next. Orange and gold and deep red, with occasional sparks that float upward like tiny stars. The crackling sound is deeply comforting, a primitive part of your brain recognizing this as safety, as warmth, as home. After a while, you stir yourself to prepare something to eat. Nothing elaborate. You came here to rest, not to cook. You find a can of soup in your provisions, something hearty and simple, and pour it into a pot on the stove. As it heats, You slice some bread, thick pieces from a rustic loaf, and set out butter and cheese. The soup begins to simmer, releasing steam and a savory aroma that mingles with the wood smoke from the fireplace. You stir it slowly, watching the vegetables and broth swirl together, and realize you're smiling for no particular reason, except that you're here, in this moment, and everything is exactly as it should be. You ladle the soup into a heavy ceramic bowl and carry it to the small wooden table by the window. Outside, the forest is nearly dark now, the trees becoming silhouettes against a deepening blue sky. The first stars are appearing, faint but growing brighter as you watch. You eat slowly, savoring each spoonful, tearing off pieces of bread and letting the butter melt into it. There's no phone to check, no television to turn on, no distractions of any kind. Just you, the food, the fire, and the gathering darkness outside. The meal is simple, but deeply satisfying in a way that fancy dinners rarely are. When you're finished, you wash your dishes in the deep sink, the water warm from the stove's reservoir, and dry them with a soft cotton towel before placing them back on the shelf. There's a rightness to these simple actions, a connection to countless people who have done these same tasks in this same way for generations. The cabin is fully warm now, the fire burning steadily. You add another log, watching sparks float upward as the new wood settles into place. Then, you turn off all the lights except for the candle on the mantel, letting the firelight be your main illumination. The room transforms, becomes softer, more dreamlike. Shadows flicker on the walls, and everything takes on a golden glow. You wrap yourself in the wool blanket from the sofa and step out onto the porch. The night air is crisp now, with a bite that's invigorating rather than uncomfortable. Above you, the sky has transformed into something spectacular. Away from city lights, the stars are overwhelming in their abundance. The Milky Way stretches across the darkness like a river of light, and you can see more stars than you knew existed. Not just the bright ones, but layers and layers of fainter stars behind them, filling every inch of space. You sit in the rocking chair, the blanket pulled close, and gently push off with your foot. The chair rocks smoothly, the rhythm steady and calming, back and forth, back and forth. The forest around you is alive with quiet sounds. An owl hoots from somewhere deep in the trees, its call echoing slightly. Small rustlings suggest nocturnal creatures beginning their nightly routines. The wind moves through the pine branches with a sound like distant ocean waves, constant and soothing. The moon is rising now, nearly full, climbing slowly above the tree line. As it rises, its light begins to paint everything in shades of silver and shadow. The clearing around the cabin becomes a study in contrasts, bright moonlit patches and deep shadows beneath the trees. The effect is magical, ethereal, like something from a dream. You breathe deeply, slowly, feeling your body sync with the rhythm of this place. Your heartbeat slows. Your thoughts, which were busy and tangled when you arrived, have simplified, clarified. Up here, the worries that seemed so urgent feel distant, less important. Not gone, perhaps, but put into perspective by the vastness of the sky and the ancient patience of the mountains. Time passes. You're not sure how much. It doesn't matter. The cold eventually becomes noticeable enough that you decide to go back inside, but you don't rush. You take one more long look at the stars, at the moon, at the dark shapes of the mountains rising in the distance. You breathe in the pine-scented air one more time. Then you stand slowly and make your way back to the warmth waiting inside. The cabin feels even cozier after the chill outside. The fire has burned down to glowing coals, pulsing gently with orange light. You add another log, smaller this time, just enough to keep the warmth going for a while longer. Then you move to the small bookshelf you noticed earlier, running your finger along the spines of the books there. Old paperbacks mostly, their pages yellowed with age. Stories that have been read by many visitors before you. You select one at random, it doesn't really matter which, and settle back onto the sofa. The book is comforting in your hands, substantial and real. You open it to a random page and begin reading, not really focused on the plot, just letting the words wash over you. The combination of the crackling fire, the comfortable sofa, the warm blanket, and the gentle rhythm of reading is powerfully soporific. Your eyelids grow heavy. You read the same paragraph twice without realizing it. The words blur slightly. You set the book aside and simply sit, watching the fire, feeling the warmth seep into your bones. Your body is completely relaxed now, loose and comfortable in a way that only happens when you're truly at peace. The day's journey, the settling in, the simple meal, the time under the stars, it's all combined to prepare you perfectly for rest. Eventually, you rouse yourself enough to prepare for bed. The bathroom is small but charming, with a pedestal sink and a mirror that's slightly spotted with age. You wash your face with cool water from the tap, the sensation refreshing and clean. The towel is soft and smells like fresh air and sunshine. Someone hung it outside to dry. You brush your teeth slowly, going through the familiar routine with a kind of mindful attention that turns even this mundane task into something meditative. In the bedroom, you turn down the quilts, revealing crisp white sheets beneath. The bed is perfect, not too soft, not too firm, with enough pillows that you can arrange them exactly how you like. You change into comfortable sleeping clothes, the fabric soft against your skin. Through the bedroom window, you can see moonlight filtering through the trees, creating patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor. Before getting into bed, you check the fire one last time. It's burned down to a bed of coals that glow warmly, enough to keep the cabin comfortable through the night without any danger. You blow out the candle on the mantel, and the room is left with just the gentle glow from the fireplace, warm and soft and safe. Back in the bedroom, you climb into bed and pull the quilts up. The weight of them is comforting, like a gentle hug. The sheets are cool at first, but quickly warm to your body temperature. You arrange the pillows, sink into them, and let out a long, slow breath. Every muscle in your body releases. Your head settles into the pillow. Your shoulders drop. Your legs relax completely. The cabin is quiet now. The only sound, the occasional soft pop from the dying fire in the other room. Through the window, moonlight creates a gentle glow, enough to see by but dim enough not to disturb. The curtains move slightly in the breeze from the cracked window, and you can smell the pine forest, cool and fresh and clean. You close your eyes and become aware of the stillness. It's not empty silence, but full silence, rich with the subtle sounds of the mountain night, the distant whisper of wind in the trees, the far-off sound of water, perhaps a stream tumbling over rocks somewhere in the darkness, the settling sounds of the cabin itself, wood contracting slightly as the night cools, small creaks and sighs that speak of age and character. Your breathing slows naturally, deepens. Each breath in brings fresh mountain air. Each breath out releases a little more tension, a little more of the day's concerns. Your body feels heavy in the bed, sinking into the mattress, supported and comfortable. The quilts are warm, without being too warm, their weight distributed evenly across your body. You think drowsily about the day, the drive up the mountain, the first glimpse of the cabin, lighting the fire, the simple meal, the incredible stars. Each memory is soft around the edges, pleasant and peaceful. There's no analysis, no worrying about tomorrow, just gentle recollection that fades as sleep approaches. The boundary between waking and sleeping becomes blurry. You're aware of the bed beneath you, the quilts above you, the pillow cradling your head. But you're also drifting, floating, releasing your grip on consciousness. Thoughts come and go like clouds, insubstantial and unthreatening. The moonlight through the window seems to pulse gently. Or perhaps that's just your eyelids growing heavier. Your mind wanders to the forest outside, imagining the trees standing patient in the moonlight, the small creatures in their nests and burrows, the owl on its branch, the stream flowing over smooth stones. Everything is where it should be, doing what it does, existing in perfect harmony with the natural rhythm of the night. And you're part of that now, connected to this place and this moment, breathing in sync with the mountain itself. The bed seems to embrace you, to hold you gently and securely. You're aware of warmth and comfort and safety. The cabin protects you from the cool night air. The quilts keep you cozy. The darkness is complete, but not frightening. It's the darkness of deep rest, of restoration, of peace. You sink deeper into it, welcoming it, letting it wrap around you like another blanket. Time loses all meaning. You might have been lying here for minutes or hours. It doesn't matter. There's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. Sleep will come when it comes, and in the meantime, this state of deep relaxation is its own gift. Your body is doing what bodies do best, healing, resting, regenerating. Every cell is taking this opportunity to repair and restore. Your mind is finally, blessedly, quiet. You become aware of your heartbeat, slow and steady and strong. Each beat is a reminder that you're alive, here, present in this moment. Your breath matches your heartbeat in a gentle rhythm. In, out, like waves on a shore, like the wind in the trees, like all the natural rhythms that have existed since the beginning of time. You're part of something larger, something ancient and ongoing, and that thought is deeply comforting. The moonlight through the window shifts slightly as the moon continues its journey across the sky. The quality of the light changes, becomes softer somehow, more diffuse. Or perhaps your eyes are simply growing too heavy to distinguish details anymore. The room fades. The boundaries between yourself and the bed, between waking and sleeping, between thought and dream, all of it blurs and softens. You're floating now, or sinking. It's hard to tell which. Both, perhaps, floating on a deep, calm sea and sinking into a soft, warm embrace all at once. The sensation is pleasant, peaceful, utterly without tension or concern. Images drift through your mind, the dancing fire, the starry sky, the dark shapes of mountains, the silver moonlight on pine needles. They flow past like a gentle stream, requiring nothing from you, just present and then gone. Your last conscious thought is gratitude for this place, this bed, this night, for the journey that brought you here, for the peace you've found in this small cabin on this mountain, For the body that carried you through the day and is now ready to rest. For the mind that's finally, mercifully, quiet. For the simple, profound gift of a safe place to sleep. And then even that thought fades. The moonlight continues to glow softly through the window. The fire in the other room settles into its final embers. The forest breathes around the cabin, patient and eternal. The mountain stands solid and unmovable, as it has for millions of years, as it will for millions more. And you sleep, deeply, peacefully, completely. The mountain holds you gently through the night, and the moon watches over you, and the stars wheel slowly overhead. The world continues its ancient rhythms, and you're cradled within them, safe and warm and at rest. Tomorrow is far away, a distant shore you'll reach in time. But for now, there's only this: the quiet darkness, the soft bed, the mountain air, and sleep as deep and peaceful as you've ever known. The cabin settles around you like a protective shell. The quilts rise and fall with your breathing, slow and even. Your face relaxes completely, all tension gone from your jaw, your forehead, your eyes. Your hands, which were curled into loose fists, open and relax. Every part of you surrenders to rest, to restoration, to the profound gift of untroubled sleep. Hours pass, though you're not aware of them. The moon crosses the sky and begins to set. The stars rotate in their ancient dance. The temperature drops a few more degrees, and the cabin's walls hold steady against it, keeping you warm. Nothing disturbs you. Nothing requires your attention. You're free to simply be, to rest, to let sleep do its healing work. In the morning, you'll wake slowly, naturally, without alarm. You'll stretch and feel the pleasant ache of a body that's truly rested. You'll remember where you are and smile. You'll get up and rekindle the fire, make coffee, watch the sunrise through the trees. But that's tomorrow, and tomorrow is a gift you haven't opened yet. For now, you sleep. The mountain cabin keeps its vigil. The forest stands guard, and you rest deeply and completely, in a peace as old as the mountains themselves.